Hi, good morning students. How are you all? Welcome back to Sri Ramanuja Vidya Mandir, a temple for learning. Today, I would like to give the session crop production and management. So before I have given the few classes basing on this topic. So today's class the previous session students. Okay, in the last class I completed about the different steps involved in the agriculture practices. Altogether 7 steps I explained, like preparation of the soil, sowing of the seeds, adding manure and fertilizers, and the fourth one is irrigation, followed by the separation of the weeds, harvesting, and final step is storage. Okay, so far I gave about the what is agriculture and what is the importance of agriculture in day-to-day life, and what are the implements are using to improve the crop production day by day. And one more important topic, it is very much connected to our agriculture, that is crop improvement. So students, now present world population is 700 crores plus. Okay, so it is very tough task for the nations to provide food grains for their people. Very tough task. So the reason is that, so as the population is increases day by day, the demand for the food grain is also increasing. So we have to meet that competition. Okay, in order to meet the competition level, so each and every scientist is struggling a lot just to implement the better things or to just introduce the technology and everything. So as a part of that, so now we are going to learn about some of the technologies and some of the methods are given by the great people in order to improve the food production and food grains. Let's go and start today's session. Okay, strategies for crop improvement. Okay, so what are the strategies developed to improve the crop production and good quality of food grains? This is a task for us. Actually, what is the exact meaning of the crop improvement is, students? Improvement in the crop, the improvement in the crop plants is necessary for the increasing the crop yield and their quality. So here, first of all, we need to focus on the improvement level of the crop yield, at the same quality. So here we need quantity with a good quality. And crop improvement can be done by breeding new varieties of the crops having higher yield and resistant to the pests and diseases. So just to improve this, first of all we need to select a better varieties. So those better varieties we should go for cultivation. And the agriculture scientists or a plant breeders can achieve this by artificial crossbreeding or hybridization. It is very important technique is implemented by the agriculture scientists. Just they brought new hybrid varieties, okay, to increase the food production. See, out of that I am going to give a few examples of high yielding varieties. Wheat, okay, Sonalika, Kalyan Sona and Charbati Hira Moti and Sonara is the best examples for a new hybrid varieties of the wheat. Next, paddy, Jaya, Padma and Pusa 2 of 215s are the best examples for the paddy varieties. Maize, Ganga 101, Razit and Deccan hybrid are the best examples for the maize. Students, all these were the new hybrid varieties have been produced by using the new crop improvement technologies such as the new hybridization methods. Like, see, I would like to explain about the important one, that is about the green revolution. Okay, first, the foundation for the green revolution is laid by the Norman Borlaug. He is an American scientist. See the students here, this slide is showing the picture of Norman Borlaug. Okay, he is one of the agriculture scientists. In the city Mexico, he carried out all his research works just to implement the crop production. And he will be well known as father of green revolution. Okay, will be well known as father of green revolution. So the reason is that because of his efforts, okay, now entire world is somewhat, we are eating food grains. Okay, so the reason is that as the population is increases, is very tough task for the nations to provide the food grains for their achieved that. So he invented a new technology just to provide the food production at greater level, at the same time quality food. Okay, quality also he enhanced of the food grains. So let us talk about the what is that new method. Okay, the method name is nothing but the hybridization. Okay, so what do you mean by the hybridization? So hybridization is the process of crossbreeding between two different varieties of crop plant, each having desired characters to obtain a new crop that has both the desired characters. It is used extensively in the agriculture where new forms of disease-resistant plants are produced commercially. Here, actually, in the process of hybridization, they are going to synthesize the new varieties. So these new varieties are with the great qualities. So let us explain this concept with the example. Okay, there are two varieties of plants, students, A and B. Okay, so both are of mango plants. Okay, so A plant mangoes they are very tasty. They are good at taste. And our B plant mangoes they are good at what? Good color. Okay, so as a normal human being, so when I'll go for market just to purchase the mangoes, what kind of mangoes will prefer, students? Generally, a good mango with quality, with the good taste and the color. Generally, will impress by seeing the fruit color as well as if we'll eat the fruit. Of course, we were very much impressed by the taste even. So I want both the characters in the single fruit. Okay, so plant A is giving the good tasty fruits, whereas our plant B is giving the good colored fruits. So here my intention is that I want both are good characters. No, so I want both should be in the single variety of the fruit. Okay, so AB plant. This is nothing but the hybrid variety or hybrid plant. It is having both the characters of plant A and plant B. So here by culturing this hybrid variety in future, we can get both the good characteristics in a single fruit. So this is the main concept which is involved in the process of hybridization. let us go for the detailed explanation of the hybridization, students. Here I am selecting two different species, and one, this is the parent plant, okay, parent 1 and parent 2. Here parent 1 is the with high yielding capacity, okay. So here parent 1 is having the capacity of high yield, whereas parent 2 is having the disease resistant variety. So this plant shows very much resistance power towards the pest, good quality only, no. So it is having the it is known as disease resistant varieties. What kind of disease also it may affect in the future, it can have that withstanding power. It is having the resistance power to overcome the problem or to overcome the difficulties. So both the characters are very good characters, okay. Now I want both the characters in the upcoming new progeny, okay. So what I'll do, I would like to crossbreed between I'm going to crossbreed this both the plant varieties or parent varieties. Then I'll get a new variety with both the parental qualities such as high yielding and disease resistance. So now our product is with the high yield, at the same time disease resistant means it can show the immune power against the pathogens. So now this is about the hybrid varieties. Next, let us talk about the Green Revolution. Green Revolution is a large increase in the crop production in developing countries achieved by the use of artificial fertilizers, pesticides and high yield crop varieties. So actually students, so how they made the demand of food grains means, so by following all these things, okay. So simply by means of artificial fertilizers, so they added more fertilizers just to get the more yield. That is one way. And the second way is that they used pesticides, insecticides, bactericides, like chemical things, just to in order to control the infections. And high yield crop varieties. So before sowing the seed itself, so farmer need to go for good selection of the seed, whether that seed is going to have high yielding capacity or not. Basing on that selections, he is going to go for the next following agriculture practices. Okay, so by all these means they achieved that a good success in that is nothing but the Green Revolution. I told you that the foundation for the Green Revolution is laid by the Norman Borlaug, American scientist. So all his experiments are carried out in the Mexico City. But when come to the India, M.S. Swaminathan. Okay, so he'll be known as father of Green Revolution. And let us talk about the M.S. Swaminathan. He'll be well known as Indian father of Green Revolution for his leadership and success in introducing the further developing high yielding varieties of wheat in India. Okay, so he is the person, he introduced the Green Revolution in India. Simply he improved all his technologies in the cultivation of or production levels, or increasing the production levels of wheat varieties. Okay. Next, the beginnings of the Green Revolutions are often attributed to the Norman Borlaug, an American scientist. Due to the success of Green Revolution in the Mexico, its technology spread worldwide in the 1950s and the 60s. I think first Norman Borlaug, he laid the foundation for the for the thought of Green Revolution. So he achieved a great success in the Mexico City. Then then all his technologies spread all over the world in the period around 1950s, 60s. And along with the Green Revolution, so they have also concentrated on the animal husbandry. See students, as I told you in the before classes that so we are getting food not only from the plant resources, and nowadays people are even more depending upon the animal resources for the purpose of the nutrients and proteins and all. So it is we need to focus even on the animal husbandry. So the reason is that so just for the production of the milk, eggs, meat, so we must improve those levels also, no? So for that purpose, introduction of the growth of the milk production and encouraging Indian dairy farmers to keep more animals for increasing production of milk is called White Revolution. So the milk production has enhanced in this concept, that is nothing but the White Revolution. Actually, let us talk about the livestock. Livestock are those domesticated or farm animals that are kept for the use or profit. Here the animals have been reared for the purpose of the meat, for the skin, for the milk and everything. So we are getting n number of benefits from the domestic animals. So cattle, okay, have been used for the agriculture purpose as well as the milk. And the most important livestock of India are cattle, which yield milk and help in the agriculture. So they are helping us in both ways. They are providing milk as well as they are like helping tools for agriculture. Next, food obtained from the animals. Let us talk about the food which will get from the animals. Okay, like plants, animals also provide us different types of the food. Just now I conveyed you students. And the food provided by animals consists of milk, egg and meat. So these are the things we are getting from the animal resources. What are those? Milk, egg and meat. And so one of the interesting fact I would like to convey about the milk, egg and meat are, so they are protein rich elements. Okay, so by having milk and meat, so our body can gain the protein. So I told you that protein is the building blocking material of the living organism. So if we'll have more and more proteins, so that is the reason so doctors always suggest children to have a egg a day and a minimum 2 glasses of milk every day. So the reason is that they are the protein providers and they are rich in source of proteins, and it includes various aspects like feeding and breeding and disease control of various animals. This process is called animal husbandry. So let us discuss about the animal husbandry. Means here the rearing of the domestic animals. Okay, it includes feeding and breeding and disease control of various animals. Sometimes even they may also fall with the infections such as viral and bacterial infections. So we have to take care of all these aspects. Okay, when we'll focus on animal husbandry, so simply we have to take care of their feeding as well as the breeding, and we should take the minimum precautionary methods to control the diseases. Okay. Obviously, if they'll animal have any disease, means that will be transferred to the human also. So we may have that problem. That is a reason. So in the initial stage itself, we should restrict that disease entry. Next, animal husbandry is the science of caring, feeding, breeding and raising the livestock on a large scale. It is one of the science. It is just take care about the like feeding and the breeding and raising the livestock on a large scale. It includes animals like cattle, goat, sheep, poultry and fishes. So animal husband includes all these different varieties of the animals. To improve the breeds of domestic animals, to provide the better nutrition and atmosphere to the animals so that yield of their product can be increased. See that, students? So, and what we have to do is that we have to create a nice atmosphere. We should go for a nice atmosphere for the animals. The reason is that so we should provide the better nutrition food also to the animals. Along with the food, we should provide a proper place or atmosphere for the cattle or for the buffaloes. The reason is that so if the conditions are unhygienic, there is a chance of spreading of the diseases due to the infections and all. So that is the reason. So we should be very much careful regarding the maintenance. Okay, so all these will helps in the increasing the productivity. Next, so as a part of animal husbandry, there are n number of cultures are there. So first let us talk about the poultry farming. Poultry farming, where mostly chicks are grown for the purpose of the poultry, and mainly meant for the, so they are like broilers and the layers. And broilers are for only for the meat purpose, only for the flesh purpose. Layers means for the purpose of the eggs. Okay, let us talk about the poultry here. The raise of the birds such as chickens, turkeys, ducks, geese domestically or commercially for the purpose of the farming meat or eggs for the food is called poultry farming. What kind of birds will go for farming, students? Chickens, turkeys, ducks and geese. More than 50 billion chickens are raised annually as a source of food for both of their meat and their eggs. You see the number, students? More than 50 billion chickens are utilizing every year. And beekeeping for apiculture, okay, or apiculture. So the culturing of the honeybees for the purpose of the honey is nothing but the apiculture. In normal language, we can also call this as a beekeeping. Beekeeping is the maintenance of honeybee colonies, commonly in hives by the human. A beekeeper keeps bees in order to collect their honey and other products that hive produce to pollinate crops or to produce bee for a large scale to other beekeepers. See, a location where bees are kept is called bee yard. Okay. Oh. Next, fish farming. I'll show the pictures I have collected. See that this picture is showing that honeybees, and the next slide shows the picture about the beehive. So here, so people are going for apiculture, where simply they'll attract the bees to form a beehives artificially just to collect the honey from them. Okay, from there. And see, this honey is one of the essential factor mostly used in the preparation of the medicines. Next, fish farming. Fish farming is the principal form of aquaculture, and fish species raised by fish farms include salmon, catfish, cod and others. Basically, there are two kinds of aquacultures: extensive aquaculture based on the local photosynthetic production, and intensive aquaculture in which fish are fed with the external food supply. There are two ways, students, and first is based on the local photosynthetic productions, and the next thing is intensive aquaculture. So in the intensive aquaculture, so fish is provided with the feeding and everything by the people. Next, cattle farming. It is the act of raising and breeding cattle for production of meat or milk. Okay, beef farming is raising beef cattle for slaughters, and dairy farming is raising dairy cows for milk. Here two ways are there. So one is for the beef. So just to that's the meat of the cattle is nothing but we'll call beef, students. There are two things. Okay, slaughters. So in the slaughters, simply they'll rear or they'll go for the taking care of the cattle or cow simply for the purpose of the meat production. In the next level, dairies. Okay, here only for the milk production they are going to take care of the what? Animals. See, this is the fishiculture, or we can also call this as a aquaculture, where so artificially they are going for the culturing of the fishes, prawns and crabs. And these are the different animals, or simply will use for the purpose of the food and other animal extracts, such as here duck, pig, pork. The fish, the meat of the pork is pigs are known as pork, and chicks are there, cow is there. See, all these are different, a group of organisms will be using for the purpose of the food. So will known as animal husbandry. So in this topic we discussed about the agriculture, and different crop varieties are discussed, and about the crop improvement, green revolution, white revolution, and about the animal husbandry we discussed in this session, students. So with this I am going to conclude this today's topic as well as the lesson also. Thank you so much. Thank you all.